One of the most surprising statistics that's come out post-COVID, it's a little interesting, it might surprise you, and I bet you can't guess it. Hey, it's Andy Nazaroff with the Nazaroff team, brokered by eXp Realty. For this week's Real Estate Corner, I was looking back at how 2020 has progressed for real estate prices, for markets all across the country, markets that I have the pleasure of consulting with, and our market right here in Central California. And what was interesting is in March of this year, when the pandemic set in, forecasters, economists, those really smart people all across the country said, we're going to see the real estate market dump by 15 to 20%. Prices are going to drop. Demand is going to decrease. And here we are. Right now it's October 1st as I record this, and all across the country, the story couldn't be more opposite of that. We're actually on pace right now to have a better year in 2020 than 2019. And I wanted to take a minute to tell you a little bit about why, and maybe come to the, directly in the face of some of the ideas out there that the market is probably not going to continue like this and it's going to crash. We have consumers all day long that we run into that say, hey, we're going to buy, we're going to wait, we're going to buy when the market has come down. Well, basic economics of supply and demand, we just don't see it. Especially when you look at some of the monetary policy that's been corrected over the last 10 years to really strengthen the type of buyers that we have in the market. You can't just go and say, I have a pulse, I can fog a mirror, and I have some relative that'll vouch for me having a job. Can't do that anymore. You have to have a viable credit score. You have to have good work history. You have to have some assets and money in the bank to be able to qualify for a home. Now, that means the strength of a buyer in the market, as many buyers as there are, it's really good for our market because these buyers have to be real qualified buyers. The issue is inventory being so low and demand being so high, it's going to continue to push prices in a favorable direction for homeowners and make it a little bit more competitive for buyers like you might be in finding your next home. So here's the deal. In 2021, the first year of a four-year presidential cycle, every first year of a four-year presidential cycle in the past many presidential cycles, the first of the 4 years is the best one. For real estate, and I don't care what side of the aisle you vote on, or Democrat or Republican, Independent, etc., it's not about that. If you look back over the past several presidential cycles, the first of the 4 years is a strong one for real estate. Just 4 years ago, 2016 was terrible. In the second half of 2016, real estate was taking a dump. Luxury upper end, in my market that's not very high, but across the country, upper end just tanked. The election happened, regardless again of who won, all of a sudden markets responded and prices came back, and 2017 was a banner year. So here we are, strong economy for real estate, prices driving, demand is there, interest rates still hovering around 3%, and we're going into what's usually a banner year. If I were you, I would jump into the market sooner than later. The market's strong. It looks good for the near future. Let us know if we can help you. And by the way, if you're watching this, would love it if you subscribe to the channel, tell a friend about it, maybe forward this to them, subscribe to our Facebook page if you're watching on Facebook, or our YouTube channel on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Until next week.